Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Abby. I'm a fashion and lifestyle content creator, and it is starting to feel like summer. So that means summer weddings are starting to kick off, and I have a couple this summer, and one of them is black tie. And so I really needed a black tie dress. And I feel like I'm not the only one who just does not have a black tie dress on standby for these type of events. And so I decided to do a little try on haul for all weddings because I can't be the only one looking for a dress for an upcoming wedding this summer. So I ordered a variety of different dresses from casual to cocktail, semi-formal, and then more black tie for what I'm looking for. But I'm trying to make sure that I'm creating a video that you might find useful as well if you are looking for a dress that's not a black tie, more of a cocktail or casual event. I wanted to have several different recommendations available for you. All of these dresses are from Lulus because they are kind of my go-to shop for quality, affordable wedding guest dresses. They just have the best selection, the best variety, and a multitude of different colors too. I feel like they're just such a good option if you're looking for something for a wedding guest dress. I just want to note that this post is not sponsored or gifted in any way. I am doing this on my own. So all my opinions are 100% genuine. Even if it was sponsored, they would be 100% genuine. I'm not gonna bullshit you because I don't want you to waste your money on things you're not gonna love. And with that being said, I also want to be very transparent that I'm not keeping all of these dresses. I'm doing this try on haul to find one or two dresses for the events that I have, and the rest are getting returned. I don't want to create the stigma that I'm buying all of these things only to keep them all for no purpose. I'm doing this so that you can find the right dress for you and see if something might align with your style and the events that you have this summer. So I'm trying to help you out while also trying to find a dress for the weddings and the events that I have this summer. I will also leave all of my sizing and the links in the description box below in order of appearance. And without further ado, let's get into it. We're starting out with the casual category, and I love the color of this powder blue dress. The fabric is really soft. I love the little grooves and the texture on it. It has a back closure. I think it fits a little bit large. The only reason I say that is because I was kind of expecting something a little bit more snug around the waist. I try to make that obvious in the try-on portion where I'm kind of grabbing the dress. So you do have to wear a bra with this. It's not super supportive. And honestly, if you're in between sizes, I would size down because it does feel a little bit big, but it's so comfy and would make such a great dress for a more casual wedding. The fit of this dress was great. It definitely runs true to size. I love this style. I feel like it could be worn for so many other summer events. It's also super light. The fabric feels very light and breathable. So for those hot outdoor weddings, this would be perfect. It is just such a pretty flowy dress, again, comfortable. And because the back is a tie, I feel like you can have it as loose or as tight as you want. So it felt more supportive than the blue dress. And I feel like it was just such a great option with the elastic everywhere. It just makes it so comfy and great to like get your dance on. And again, you can wear this for so many other events outside of just a wedding. This dress kind of surprised me. I wasn't sure that I was gonna like it just because I'm kind of into the frilly, poofy summer dresses right now. The cottagecore vibe, you know what I'm talking about. And so I wasn't sure that I was gonna love this, but I really do. It feels like such great quality. It's lined, which honestly, bonus points in my opinion, because I feel like so many dresses, especially if they're under $100, are not lined. They feel cheap. That is not the case with this one. It feels so comfortable, it's so soft, it fits like a glove, it's true to size, and it just kind of supports me in every way that I want to be supported. It's not super tight. It just felt like this dress was made for me. I loved it, and it was super flattering. I love the colors in person. I wasn't sure about that. I was trying to mix it up because I'm very into like the cottagecore ruffles, that kind of vibe right now, so I didn't think that this was gonna be one of my favorites, but this is probably my second favorite of the casual section just because of the fit and the quality. This one is definitely my favorite of this little section just because of how fun it is. It's so vibrant. I love the ruffles. Like I said, it's my vibe right now. And it was so supportive in the top. It was a little snug in the hips, So just take that into consideration. I still think it runs true to size, but if you do have a bit larger hips and a booty, then maybe consider sizing up. But for all intents and purposes, I do think it does run true to size for the most part. So check the size guide, and if you think that you align with your normal size, then order your normal size, because otherwise it fits perfectly. There is a hidden zipper back and the straps are adjustable. I felt like this was just such a fun dress. I love the high-low feature. The only thing that I wasn't crazy about, and this is just like a personal preference, it's not actually like a flaw, is that the ruffles only went to like the top portion. It didn't go over the sleeve, and I know they did that to make it so that the strap was fully adjustable, but for me, I just didn't like that all the poof was like in front and didn't go over my shoulder for more of a cap sleeve look. Again, that's a personal preference, but otherwise this dress was gorgeous. I loved it. It feels like really good quality for the price, and it's definitely something that you can wear over and over again. It's not too trendy with the ruffles to not be able to wear it in the future. This is the dress that I thought was going to be my absolute favorite, and it's a like, not a love, only because of the top. The top is not super supportive, and the seam of where the end of the bust hits is like just above the waist, and so it kind of elongates the boob area, and in my opinion it makes me feel like my boobs look saggy, and that's just something that I'm not trying to strive for. That's not the look I'm going for. So for that reason, this wasn't like my favorite, but I still think it's really pretty and a good option if that's not a concern, or if you don't think that it looks that way, then definitely a great dress. I absolutely love the pattern and the ruffles. It is so flattering with the ruching across the tummy, and it's just a fun dress. I just don't like that it's not supportive and the top half is a little bit too elongated for me, but I do love the fit otherwise. And the straps are adjustable as well, so that is such a nice feature. We are moving right along to cocktail and semi-formal. Did somebody say a brunette Barbie? Because that's how this made me feel. I loved the fit of this. It fit so well. It was true to size for sure. The sleeves could be worn on your shoulder, which I think is how it was meant to be worn, but you could definitely wear it off the shoulder. It fits so well. It was comfortable. I will say that there is some sparkly parts of the fabric, and those are a little scratchy. So if you have sensitive skin, this might not be the dress for you. If you itch your neck and it turns red immediately, probably don't get this, only because there are some parts around the neck and the shoulders where that does kind of irritate your skin a little bit. I just want to be very transparent so you're not disappointed in getting this dress, because I do love it, and so I highly recommend it, but I want to make sure that you are aware of the little scratchy parts. With that being said, otherwise I loved this dress. I felt like the length was good. It doesn't feel too scandalous to me, but picking out a wedding guest dress is really an art. You kind of have to know your audience. If you're unsure and you know the bride, you can always ask the bride, but I think this would be perfect for a cocktail function. It would also be great for a brunch or a girls' night out, a bachelorette with a pink theme. Love this dress so much. This one is kind of on the edge. Like I said, you have to know your audience. I don't know that this would be acceptable for every wedding. It truly depends on the bride, so take that with a grain of salt. I ordered it because it looked like a fun dress. You definitely need to wear shorts underneath because it is a little short, and the top didn't fit the way that I thought it would. I always kind of struggle with the like corset bustier vibe, because sometimes it fits perfectly and looks fine, other times it looks like it's cutting my boob in half and it just doesn't look good. This one is kind of iffy. I have a love-hate relationship with this dress because it is really cute, but there's several features that I'm not a huge fan of. The drop waist looks great. I always worry about that because I am a little bit shorter. I'm 5'5", and so I always feel like it makes me look a little bit more stumpy, but I didn't feel that way in this dress. And I love the pattern and the material. Overall, it's a like, not a love. It does fit true to size, and it's surprisingly comfy. It doesn't look like it would be, but it is surprisingly comfortable. This is another love for me. I know I said that the bustier tops can be tricky. This one fit perfectly. I felt like the way that it's constructed, it didn't cut my boob in half and leave like a weird thing going on. I am a 32 double D, so for me, sometimes these tops, if you're not a smaller bust, they just don't work. But that was not the case with this one, and the coloring, I tried to show you in the try on, but it is pink and yellow, so it kind of has a sunset look to it. The fabric is gorgeous. It is also lined, which is a great feature, and it feels super high quality. The fit was also just immaculate. It is a little tight, so if you are in between sizes, I would recommend sizing up, and it has pockets. Like, I was so excited. And they're big pockets. Like, you can see how big these pockets are. It's not just enough to hold your lip gloss. Like, you could put your phone in here, you could put your wallet in here. You don't want to carry a purse, so you do not have to, because there's two and they're deep. I loved this dress, and you can't tell either. Like, they're a hidden pocket and it's hidden so well, and because of the shape of the dress, you cannot tell. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this dress. The embroidery on this dress is stunning. I feel like most dresses that have the intricate design like this are well over $100, sometimes $200, and this one is $89, so I feel like it's such a steal for such a gorgeous cocktail dress. I love that it has the lace up back so that you can kind of make it as supportive or as unsupportive as you want. It is super comfortable, and with the applique all over, you know, everywhere, it's so flattering, and I feel like this is such a great option for a cocktail wedding. I feel like you could even make it work for semi-formal. It is just so beautiful. This is another one that kind of had a Barbie vibe because of the bubble skirt and of course the color. It was so fun and flirty. This is such a cute dress. It does fit true to size. I felt like it was supportive. It also comes in white and baby blue, so brides, if you need a wedding shower or even rehearsal dinner dress or even reception dress, this would be such a great option. I feel like this would also be a really cute dress on a bachelorette. I loved this dress. I feel like this dress could be a cross-genre dress because it has the chiffon, so it's more of a formal dress, but with the pattern it seems a little bit more casual, but it is still so dressy and elegant. It is true to size. It felt pretty supportive, but I will say it is super long. And so if you are a tall girly, this will work great for you. If not, you're probably gonna need it hemmed. I did wear 3.5 inch heels, and I'm 5'5", like I said, so 5'8", and it was still dragging with several inches on the ground. So take that into consideration. We are into our last category, which is formal and black tie, and this first dress is such a stunner. It is so flattering, but also honestly so unforgiving. It shows everything in the front, and I didn't wear Spanx or anything in the try-on haul, so you could kind of see it unfiltered. It was so gorgeous, and I loved the back. The back was a low back, but not too low to where it would seem inappropriate. I feel like this would also be a really pretty bridesmaid's dress. I know it comes in a bunch of different colors. I do think it runs true to size, and it is really long too. So if you are taller, this might be a good option for you. If you're shorter, just be prepared to have it hemmed. I loved this dress, and this color is just perfection. The ruffles on this top are so fun. I loved this dress. It snatched in my waist. It was definitely true to size, but it snatched in my waist. So it is a little tighter, but it is really comfy. It is that same material as the last dress, so with it being black, it is a little bit more forgiving than the pink one was. The length is a little bit shorter. It was perfect for me at my height, but if you are taller, then you might want to pass on this unless if you're gonna wear flats, because it was surprisingly short for a black tie dress. I also feel like this dress could be worn for a New Year's Eve party or a holiday party, or even a black tie event in the winter. You could definitely mix this up. So if you get this one, it's so much more versatile than all the spring and summer colors. And for that and many other reasons, I love it. I just think this is such a good and versatile, fun option. This dress is so gorgeous. I feel like it fits perfectly across the waist, and then it just trails out. It's so flattering. You're not gonna have to worry about your tummy if that's an insecurity of yours. It's an insecurity of mine, that's why I bring it up. The flutter sleeves are perfect, and I feel like the fabric is so soft as well. I will say be careful with your drinks, your water, anything like that, because it will spot it immediately. It doesn't stain. I did steam this before trying it on, and there were definitely water spots and they went away. But just a quick note for photos, if you do get this dress, be careful of any kind of condensation on your drinks or anything like that, because it will show up on the dress until it dries. I love the button back and the zip closure. Again, this is just such a comfortable dress. This is something that you can wear all night and not feel uncomfortable. The top felt supportive. I feel like this would be a really good bridesmaid's dress, but it could also be a really great mother of the bride, mother of the groom dress, because it is so flattering. I also want to note that I didn't think that the slit went up too high. Sometimes that's a concern. I didn't feel like it was too far up, and there is a lot of length on this dress. I think Lulus was anticipating this being more of a bridesmaid's dress because there's so much fabric here for it to be able to accommodate tall girls or to be hemmed for the short girls like me. Honestly, such a great find, and there's so many different colors too. I'm not gonna lie, this dress was kind of tricky to get into, but once I got in, like, stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. I love that it has so much fabric on the skirt, making it so flowy, and the flutter sleeves, so pretty. I like this dress a lot, and it does come in a bunch of different colors. It kind of looks like the chiffon flutter dress from McDougal, and I say it's a look-alike, not a dupe, because the quality is like vastly different. This one is still good quality, but it's not to the level of McDougal, which is designer. So, you know, it runs anywhere from $400 to I think $600 or $700, but it looks similar in style. So if you like that style but don't want to spend that much money, this would be a good option for you. The lace-up back was gorgeous to be able to kind of adjust the dress as needed. It does still have a zip up in the back, and it's just such a gorgeous dress, super flattering and honestly pretty comfy. There is a lot of length in the bottom, so if you are tall, this could still work for you. I thought this was such a fun and beautiful dress for the summer. Thought I was gonna love it more, and I just don't, to be honest. When I put it on, I felt like you could see the transition from the top to the skirt, and it made it seem like the bottom was kind of see-through, and so it would be really hard to wear any kind of underwear or Spanx or anything, because you would be able to see all of the lines and the coloring, everything. It shows everything, and so maybe a different color would be different. I thought this was gonna be my favorite, and it's just not. I feel like this doesn't hit, but like I said, there are other colors on the website, so maybe some of those will be more opaque and you won't be able to see through them as bad, but this skirt was see-through, so don't get this one, because on the model online it looks opaque. It looks like there's not going to be an issue with it being see-through, and I didn't even think that would be an issue, but it is. And I also thought that you might be able to wear it as kind of like a tank versus off the shoulder. You can't. It's too tight, and the range of motion is super limited. For that reason, I don't know that I would recommend this dress. Feel free to give it a go if you want to try a different color, but this was not it for me. This is another dress that it would be so fun for a garden party theme or an outdoor wedding, just because of the floral print. It's so pretty. I love the ruffles. Sometimes I don't love the tiered ruffles. That look doesn't always look great on me, and so I was a little concerned, but it ended up being perfect. I thought it was so pretty, so elegant, and I was a little worried about the cutout being a little too much, but after trying it on, I don't think that it was. I still think it's very classy and tasteful. This dress was really comfortable. I do think it runs true to size, but it is a little bit more snug in the top, so if you have a larger bust, I would recommend sizing up. The straps are adjustable, and with all the ruffles and the pleating, it's just so flattering. This dress would be so fun to party the night away in, so I highly recommend this one. Saving the best for last, this was my favorite black tie formal dress. Satin is normally very unforgiving. You see every bump and curve and everything. But with this dress, with the ruching across the tummy, I felt like it was still very flattering. It kind of showed off my waist a little bit. It ran true to size. The length for me was really good, and the fabric is so soft. It doesn't feel like a cheap satin. It feels really good quality, especially for the price. It also comes in a butter yellow, and the butter yellow one looks like the How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days Kate Hudson yellow dress. It's not the same style, but it kind of gives that vibe. And so I think I'm gonna try to exchange this color for that yellow one and see how that one goes, because I was trying to get the yellow one, but it was sold out, and I already had so many other yellow dresses in this haul. And so I was like, well, you know, we'll try the green one, but I really want to try that yellow one. Since the other yellow dress didn't work out, I was kind of banking on that one being the one, and it wasn't. So this one is the one because it's so perfect, but I kind of want the yellow color. That's kind of what I was going for. That color works really well with my skin tone, makes me look tan, makes my hair pop. You know, I love that color. So I'm probably gonna be exchanging it, but this dress is absolutely stunning. If you're trying to find a black tie dress and you're still kind of unsure after this little haul, get this one. You will not be disappointed. With that being said, while the length was perfect for me, 5'5" in 3-inch heels, make sure that the length will work well for you as well. So kind of do the math a little bit and figure out the length that you need for your dress. I don't want you to order a dress and it being too short. The sash was such a fun feature, and the slit was perfect. It didn't seem too high on me. This dress is just so fun, comfortable, everything. I loved this dress. That wraps up this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.